Well, such a pleasure to talk to you about the film. As I said, it was so invigorating to see it with everybody at the premiere.
Yeah.
It reminded me that in life, you know, you need talent for sure, but you need so much passion, and this is what this film is about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the movie's about, you know, spirit and doggedness and determination and resilience. You know, Eddie is not the best at his chosen sport, but he managed to achieve this thing through sheer strength of will and the support of someone who becomes his closest friend. You know, I think it's a movie about the triumph of spirit.
I'm a big fan of Joseph Campbell, who invented that phrase, finding your bliss. And there couldn't be a better example of
Finding your bliss.
Find your bliss. It's like, don't worry about what anyone else thinks or what is cool. He was a professor and he used to do one-on-ones, and when people would come in and he would talk about this author and that author, he said, someone would say, you know what, but I've been listening to this Duran Duran, and as a professor he would say, okay, I want you to listen to every Duran Duran song and I want you to write an essay for me about it next week. And he said, it's irrelevant what it is. You know, your eyes light up, people come to life when it's something they really love from deep within. And then you never work a day in your life. He broke all but 3 bones in his body. He never won a gold medal. And yet nothing was going to stop him from doing it because he loved it. He still loves it. He jumped last week. 3 weeks ago, he did a 90-metre jump.
For charity.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we all get inspiration from.
Yeah, it's infectious. It must be a little bit the same in acting. When you're passionate about a project, it gives you so much energy that you get invested in it more.
Totally.
100%.
Totally.
Yeah.
And for me, this felt like that, you know, from the moment Hugh and I first met with Dexter, who, I mean, you know, you keep saying this thing where it's ultimately the director's personality that ends up on screen, and Eddie the Eagle is Dexter Fletcher, fun, warm, gorgeous guy. But I mean, from the very moment we first met and started playing with these characters, I just thought, I was so excited and determined to do it, and because I thought it would be brilliant, and I genuinely do think it's brilliant. And I've made you know a few films, not as many as Hugh Jackman, but I don't feel that way about everything. But I think Eddie the Eagle is, I'm so proud of it, potentially more proud of it than I am anything else. I really love it.
So are you. I heard you at the premiere yesterday saying that you were very proud of the project and everything involved in it.
So great to be part of something that makes people happy, that I can show my kids to. It's got a great message for kids. You don't have to win to be a winner. People leave. My mum came home last night and said, oh my God, of all your movies, this is the one I'm going to tell every single person I know to go and see. She said, I don't often feel that about movies.
I think it's the kind of movie, I think, my dream for this film has always been, I hope this is the movie that gets played at 6 p.m. on Christmas Day. Like, I really feel like it's that kind of movie, you know?
Yeah, mostly because it reminded me, I mean, I've been watching the Winter Olympics for many years, and it reminded me that, you know, ski jumping is quite majestic. Did you get invested in the sport as well?
I love it. I love watching it live. I mean, I'm a lover of sport, but I don't think you have to love sport to see there is something majestic and graceful and beautiful, as well as death-defying. It kind of encompasses our kind of dreams of being able to fly, and as well as that sense of danger, and like watching someone surf a 100-foot wave, there is something mesmeric about it, and I think Dexter's captured it beautifully.
Absolutely. Our Swiss viewers, you know, asked me to ask you about Simon Ammann, who's a very famous ski jumper. Did you get to know him in any way?
No. Did you?
I've got to confess, I'm not familiar with Simon Ammann. He's your kind of premier ski jumper, ski jumping now, or?
I think historically,
Oh, historically. You don't know much about Simon Ammann either. We've caught you out. You cheeky thing. You tried to catch us out, and we caught you out.
Guilty for a second there.
I felt guilty.
Yeah. Well, they're the ones who reminded me of him, but yes.
No, we in terms of research, we do the bare minimum, right? We don't like to over research. We like to keep it fresh, right?
It doesn't help to do it.
No.
But my talent level's here. Research doesn't raise it.
Turn up, someone writes the lines, holds them on a big board behind the camera. That's it. It's not difficult. All those guys, Sean Penn, Daniel Day-Lewis, get over it. Just say the words.
Well, another question from the fans. Obviously, they wanted to know, you growing up in Australia, were you that acquainted with snow? Is it the first time you do a film with that much snow?
The first time I saw snow was when I was 18, and I went skiing. And
Was it really?
Yeah, and I fell in love with it.
Cute, aren't you?
I mean, our Christmas, everything's still in the shops. It's summer, but we have fake snow in the windows, and everyone's, Santa. We still eat a hot meal. It's like 100 degrees, 40 degrees. We eat a hot meal. So I always wanted to go to the snow and experience it. To this day, if it snows, I just stare out the window. But ski jump, I remember Eddie. I love watching the Winter Olympics. I loved watching Eddie. The whole of Australia was enamoured by this guy. He became a folk hero, so I do remember that.
Well, it's very important how the audience reacts to, sportsmen. As you say, you remember Eddie the Eagle being at the Winter, and people might not remember even the champions of that time. How important is it the role of media and the public into making someone's energy infectious?
I don't know. It's an interesting question. I think in terms of the media's role in creating a sort of a persona and moulding the public's idea of someone. I think that's particularly pertinent when it comes to Eddie the Eagle. Eddie was someone who did this incredible thing, but the media were kind of quite unkind at times. Particularly, I can't speak for press outside of Britain, but I know the British press were a bit unkind at times, and I feel like somehow that's informed and conditioned his legacy and what people kind of still associate him with. Because actually, Eddie wasn't a fool or an idiot or a clown. He was someone who was actually a fantastically talented downhill skier, incredibly committed to what he did, but also recognised that he was not really a ski jumper. So he managed to get to the Olympics Games, which was a long time aspiration of his, but knew that he wasn't the best, didn't take himself seriously, did this amazing thing. Eddie the Eagle is a complete maverick. He's a cool guy. It's quite rock and roll, really.
Yeah.
There's nothing clownish about it. He wanted to get to the Olympic Games. He didn't quite manage it as a downhill skier. He went, hang on, Britain hasn't got a ski jumping team. I'm going to go and do that. He's the guy's Mick Jagger. It's great. Good on him. And I think, the thing that I really love about our movie is I think it puts to bed the idea that Eddie was a fool or an idiot or a clown, because he wasn't. He was someone very cool who did something that I think is very rock and roll.
Everyone will be proud of him and what he did. Everyone will fall in love with him all over again.
Yeah, his passion and his candour, it's totally infectious. I keep saying it, it just uplifts you.
The Olympic ethos we say it at the end of the movie in the quote, it's all about the struggle, not the triumph or the destination. There's no one embodies that more than Eddie. And in terms of the media, like Johnny Carson flew him down to be on the Johnny Carson show. Now, the Johnny Carson show at that time in the 80s was the most popular show on TV in America. And he was on with Burt Reynolds. And you can watch it on YouTube. And you see Johnny and Burt and the audience fall in love with this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about working together. Hugh's the loveliest man in show business. Everybody says it. But what do you think? You didn't
I
feel
told
it.
him that when we started. I am the loveliest. You won't get lovelier than this.
Where did you
And
get
Taron's
that?
like, where did you get this? I know. It's all an act.
Yeah, I can only maintain the act here. On set, I can't maintain it.
As soon as that camera stops, he'll be beating me, slapping me, demanding lattes.
As a mentor.
And a bigger trailer on the snow.
Yeah, I mean, you think that's not a half of it. He makes me do little weird dances before we start shooting together. It's all very strange, very odd. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. He'll do. He's okay.